Hey, let's get dangerous. It's the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Darkwing Duck. It is the 1991 to 1993 series. Each of the episodes are about 23 minutes long each. It is, like I said, 2 seasons, it says here. Other places say it's 3 seasons, but, it all depends on the source you go by. The reason why I say that is because this has, in its first season, has 78 episodes. Really? Second season is 12 episodes, even though it technically should be 13, a total of which should be 91. There are only 90 on Disney Plus. One of them got banned. Technically, 2 got banned at one point. One, ironically, for being too similar to a Spider-Man story. Yeah, called Arachnophobia, I think, spelled differently, but. And the other one is, it had something to do with Darkwing selling his soul to the devil or something. Back in the Satanic Panic days. Well, yeah, you couldn't do that. It aired once on ABC. This was, I can't remember if this was a Saturday morning cartoon or if it was like a after-school type cartoon that you'd see in the afternoon. The reason why I don't know that is because I've never watched it. I know that's a crime to many people, but I was at an age where I didn't really watch kids' cartoons anymore. It's just the way it is. I mean, I had tend to hang out with people who are younger than me or older than me. So they're either grew up collecting Pokemon cards or they fought in Vietnam. So somewhere around there, I'm smack dab in the middle. There's some people my age, but it's and our experiences also match because they didn't watch Darkwing Duck either. And if they do, it's because maybe their kids are into it. I don't know. That said, if you want to get into it from the ground floor, other than this 1991 series, they're supposedly going to be making a brand new Darkwing Duck series. I don't know. Because he has appeared in the very closely related 2017 why can't I say the names? DuckTales, yeah, which also features Launchpad McQuack. And this also features Launchpad McQuack. By the way, Jim Cummings is Darkwing Duck. You know him. He's Winnie the Pooh. He's Tigger. He's Hondo Ohnaka from Star Wars, The Clone Wars. He's a billion different voices. So he's a veteran of Disney animation. And yeah, if you know of a Disney cartoon, he's been in it for the most part, even just a little part. It's not unusual to see him as a lead. So, and you get Terrence McGovern as Launchpad McQuack, eventually taken over by Patrick Warburton, I think. I really didn't watch the other series. It's been a while since I watched the newer series. So, either way, all Disney veterans. If you're wondering what this is all about, is he's a superhero? Well, he doesn't have any powers or anything else like that. He is sort of a vigilante, a dark vigilante, more like the Shadow rather than Batman. Like I said yesterday, he's literally looks like he's pulled out of a 1930s cereal, and not the eating cereal, but cereal series that you'd see back in the olden days. So he has no special powers, but he fights crime. And in the second episode, I watched 2 episodes, only because the first one was so intense with puns, plant-based puns, that I had to see if they could keep it up for another episode. The second episode, we get an idea of the kind of villainy that he fights, and he goes down a long list right at the beginning of the episode that he's fighting everything from muggers to aliens and zombies and all sorts of different things, and he's exhausted. It's a thing. So, did I say that they banned the episodes? Yeah, one of them, which was for being too much like Spider-Man. Never mind the fact that the second episode he literally fights Ant-Man. Okay, a guy who runs a miniature golf course with a shrink ray. These episodes are a little bit more clever than they need to be, and that's a good thing, because it's I didn't expect it to be this funny, this clever. I know he has a huge following, this series. People grew up with Darkwing Duck as sort of their crossover between superhero adventure and just outright just silly comedy. Him with his sidekick Launchpad McQuack, who's kind of his muscle, definitely not the brains. And of course, at the same time, you can't say a whole lot about him being the brains in some cases, because he's really about himself more than a detective who figures out the big picture. He is clever, but usually it's a little bit too late. It's the people around him that tend to help him out in certain situations. His adopted daughter, Gosselin, we get to also meet in the second episode. I know I'm talking about the second episode a lot. The first episode is, it's literally just an action comedy, just nonstop action from the start. It plays off of old monster movie tropes where a scientist who is denigrated by his peers, and he's in love with another duck doctor, and he gets treated like garbage the whole time. And when he gets fired for trying to create a special experiment that can help the world, well, he decides to use it on himself as a last-ditch effort to show people what he can do. And he ends up turning into a half duck, half plant, where he can control other plants. And it's he's a poison ivy, of the Darkwing Duck universe. I imagine there's lots of references to other superheroes in all these things. And like I said, for a while, the Spider-Man episode, which does appear in season 1, technically. It is definitely a season 1 thing. It appears, it actually is back on Disney Plus as compared to, for a while, you just couldn't find it if you were watching reruns or something. I don't know if those episodes that they banned or put on DVD or not, but you might need to find an old VHS copy somewhere. I have no idea to find the old stuff. But yeah, I say it's almost relentless, the amount of plant puns in the first episode, and just it has this old school wacky comedy bent. I've never heard. It's a puns per minute. I've never seen anything like it. It's astounding. So when I watched, I took a pause and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch the second one to see if they can keep up that pace. And thankfully, not thankfully, it's still funny. It's still plenty of puns here and there, but it breathes a little bit. It shows more of his relationship to Launchpad, and then we get introduced to Gosselin and Honker, and the entire premise isn't made real from the very beginning of the episode, which is really unlikely when it comes to animated children's programming. It took a little bit for them to reveal why these buildings were disappearing and how. And when he discovered it, it's like, okay, that's kind of clever. And it literally feels like Ant-Man films stole from Darkwing Duck. Maybe they did. I don't know. But there's definitely a nice little inspiration there. And how they take down the bad guy in the end. His name is Lilliput. Well, hey, Lilliputian. That's another little person type of reference. There's, again, puns galore. And again, over 90 some episodes, 90 on Disney Plus. Yeah, there's lots and lots more to see. I know that there's so many favorite characters going to show up. There's Mega Volt, played by Dan Castellaneta. Homer Simpson shows up at some point. There's Rob Paulson is Steelbeak. Where is I want to say Mega Duck. Yeah. Actually, I've seen more people cosplaying Mega Duck than I've actually seen episodes with Mega Duck in them. And hey, what are you going to do? I say definitely check it out if you're into some good, just really really dense comedy written superhero adventures. There's a reason why there's a huge following for this character. I imagine it might only get better in time. I think. So give it a shot if you missed it like I did as a kid or an adult or whatever. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. 105. And of course, because I plugged it in to recharge it overnight, it reset everything. Come on. Load up. Like I said, there's beyond Frank Welker and Jim Cummings. There's just Rob Paulson. There's Kath Soucie. Tons of other people who have come into this. Classic voices. All right. It was 105, right? 105. We got a documentary. And I don't know what this is. I imagine it's a nature one. Could be wrong, but we'll find out soon enough when we watch Gorangosa, Paradise Reborn. So yeah, that's what we're watching next. Gorangosa, Paradise Reborn in the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.